Hey, ¿qué pasa, gente? Estamos aquí en el capítulo 2 del juego What Remains of Edith Finch. Em, este este vídeo es más corto que el otro, pero espero que no os moleste, que sea más cortito. Y bueno, apoyarlo mucho, no me quiero enrollar. Y antes de pasar con el vídeo, os quiero decir que si en algún momento veis como que no se escucha ni mi voz ni el juego, es porque hay una parte donde el juego pone una música con copyright y entonces es posible que me lo mutee automáticamente el YouTube, y si no es así, pues no notaréis nada raro. Y bueno, sin más dilación, dentro vídeo.
Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Vale. Ahora vamos por aquí. Nada.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Vale, no hay nada, aquí ya.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
¿Cómo? Vale, está cerrado. Vale. Vale, vamos a continuar por aquí. La de tener... Ah, vale, supongo que es por aquí, ¿no? Porque
This will be
no
obvious
queremos
later,
convertirnos en gato.
but my mom never told me any of these stories.
¿Me puedo meter?
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Vale. Esta es la habitación de los padres, ¿no? Que hemos visto antes, cuando éramos un gato.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum.
Su habitación era como un museo. Pero aquí tenemos el nombre de Lewis. Tenemos el nombre de Odín. Vale, vamos a coger la cosita esta. Vamos a
For
mirar.
500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Ok.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife, Ingeborg, and their newborn son, Johan.
Vale, está hablando de la maldición familiar.
On January 7th, 1937,
Eso
he
puede
set sail
ser
with his family and his house,
información
hoping to leave
interesante,
the curse
eso, de la
behind.
maldición. Información interesante.
But 40-foot waves off the
Information.
coast of Washington
Information.
send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Ok.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Ok.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Vale, ¿cómo hago para...? Ah, vale, sí. Verdad, vale. Vale, tenemos a Odín, ¿eh? Perfecto, perfecto.
Whatever's wrong with this family,
Súper bien,
it
súper
goes
bien.
back a long ways.
Súper bien, súper bien. Ok. Perfecto. Nos dio el nombre de Lewis. No sé si es que hay que hacer algo para saber lo que le pasa a Lewis también, o...
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Vale.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Vale. mal rollo.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Vale.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
No, o sea, que había otra persona que se llamaba igual que
Edie
yo, ¿no?
gave
En
a
la
big
familia.
interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Un hombre topo. Vale, aquí no hay
Edie
nada.
knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Turpi. Vale, estos son diferentes mascotas que murieron, ¿no? También. Vamos, al parecer esto parece una maldición bastante grave, ¿eh? Vale. ¿Por aquí se puede ir? No.
The only trace Grandpa
That's the
Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Buah, esta cara de está súper... Este suelo es el típico ahí súper suave, súper cómodo, tío. Vale. Vale, aquí hay algo. Otro libro así raro. Puede ser otro pasadizo. Buah, el libro ya nos da un poquito a entender que algo hay en este baño secreto, ¿eh? Algo hay en este baño.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Vale. What? No entiendo nada. Para adentro.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Este es este el de la cámara, mañana que flow lleva, ¿no? ¿Qué flow, tú? O a lo mejor es ese, no sé. Yo sé que este lleva un flow impresionante. Full calle. Vale. Fotos raras. Vale, nos agachamos. Milton, vale, pone algo de Milton aquí. Ok, la empujamos y salimos. Espérate que lo estoy bugueando todo. Un oso. Ok.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
Vale.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Vale, a ver. Calvin. Ojo.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
Ok.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Vale, estamos en un
My
contro.
brother said he'd die
Lo
before
puedo
he
ver
ate
yo
another
mismo.
mushroom,
Ok, lo estoy moviendo.
and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Ok, esto tiene pinta.
Calvin, Gina's ready. Coming.
Vale,
But
alguien
that
al
day,
lado nuestro.
he finally made up his mind to do it.
Vale, algo nos
I told him going
está dando
around was
que sé
impossible.
que vamos
Maybe
a
if I
continuar
hadn't
y vamos
said
a
that.
seguir volando, Ostras.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
¿Por qué hay que hacer esto? ¿Por qué hay que hacer esto?
then maybe he'd still be
¿Por
here,
qué?
but I doubt.
Calvin. Oh, ya.
I think he'd already made up his mind.
Qué velocidad. Nos vamos.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Nos vamos, nos vamos. Nos fuimos, no me lo creo. Ok. Igual, da una sensación que mira, se va a escapar contra esto.
The day he made up his mind fell.
Adiós.
And he did.
Y lo hizo, vale, sí que lo hizo. Bonita historia y cuante todo
Calvin's story
inusual.
felt
Vale, perfecto,
strangely
ya tenemos a
familiar.
otro. Perfecto.
When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Ciérrate el libro. Ah, oye. Vale, ya tenemos a otro. Perfecto. Ahí está cuando murió y todo. Perfecto. Vale,
After
¿y
the funeral,
qué hay que hacer ahora?
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Vale. Ok.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Mira, por aquí hay algo. ¿What? ¡Qué guapo! ¿What? ¿Qué es esto? Estos libros. Qué libro más raro. Mira, esta cara es súper rara, te lo prometo. Tiene vagón de pasadizos secretos. Está guapo. Madre mía, qué casa más rara. Vale, espero que esto
The
no sea un
passages were a
screamer.
pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been
Vale,
built for
podemos ir por
smaller
aquí, por
hands
aquí.
and
Vamos a ir
bellies.
por aquí primero. Vale, esto es por donde antes, ¿no? Vamos a salir un momento. Vale, esto es por donde antes. La habitación de Bárbara. Que hay aquí.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Ok. Vale. Pues es la salida de aquí. Todo sigue igual por lo que veo. Así que vamos a ir ahí al fondo. A ver qué hay. Vale. Salimos. Perfecto. Ahí está.
Growing up,
Bigfoot.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Vale, sé que Bárbara es una actora. Vale, es una actora, ¿no? Bárbara, me entiende. Vale, estamos en su habitación por lo que veo. No, le he dado simplemente. No, me he equivocado. Salimos de nuevo. Vale, esta es la puerta de aquí al lado que no podíamos entrar. Vale. Vestidos.
I never thought about how hard it must have been.
Vale,
Of
estos
all the
son
stories people
cómics,
wrote
¿no?
about
Estos.
Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Vale, este es un libro que vamos a leerlo a continuación, a ver qué nos dice.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate
Vale, es una historia de
family.
Halloween, a ver qué,
I'm
qué
calling
tal.
it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous
Está que
for
guapo el
her
enfoque.
scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
¿Qué está pasando?
Now that was a great scream.
It was
Eso
Barbara's
fue madre.
father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Hostia,
Okay,
qué-
I'm hearing
qué putada.
frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret
Vale, este es
is
nuestro
to keep
sótano de la casa,
winding and
Esto lo hemos
winding
tirado antes.
until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
¡Eh! Ya sabemos dónde está la llave.
20 minutes
Hostia.
later, Rick
Guapo.
hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Vale, ya sabemos cómo ir al sótano, ¿eh?
She reached for the music box,
Hostia, lo estoy moviendo yo esto, ¿eh?
and
Qué
as
guapo.
she found the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Qué guapo. Y también me estoy moviendo yo. Mejor es que está ahí dentro medio muerto. Te voy a pegar un tortazo, asesino. ¡Oh, dear! ¡Hostia!
Oh.
Rick?
Barb,
Vale.
relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well,
¡Hostia!
I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Pero...
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
¡Ostras!
Hours later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Va, eso yo también. Y me ponen la música otra vez. Te reviento. Es que me pone esta música, tío. Quiero ver, ¿dónde está el asesino? Le voy a explicar yo cómo se juega en mi barrio. Que te reviento. ¿Dónde está tú?
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and
Dame el bate, que te juro que lo mato.
he was quite smashing.
Vale.
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Sí, la verdad que sí. ¿Aquí no? Para adentro, Bárbara, para adentro.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Hola. Hola, Max, ¿qué tal? El ladrón, tío, ese, el asesino. Le voy a pegar un panallazo así, va a flipar.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in
Pero para qué abres, chica. ¿Te va a ver? Toma. Le he dado, ¿eh?
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
A ver, deciros a todos que obviamente no ha salido sangre ni nada, porque obviamente este juego no es para 18 ni nada de eso, en plan, este juego no
She heard whispering.
la puerta escuchó un susurro.
It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Vaya, dice. ¿Qué? Que era una broma, no me lo puedo creer.
Monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Pero
She saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom.
pobre muchacha.
But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
Hostia.
And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what
¿Qué?
I call a real eerie tale.
A ver, supongo que esto no es verdad, en plan, representa que esto es un cómic que acabamos de coger ahora de la cama y
Edie
es
told
una
me all
historia que ha
Barbara
hecho
wanted was
Bárbara
to be
con otro, ¿no?
remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw.
¿Qué tal, chavales? ¿Si os ha gustado el vídeo? A mí la verdad me ha encantado. Y bueno, aquí termina este capítulo 2 de este fantástico juego. Apoyarlo, darle like, suscribiros, activar la campanita. Y bueno, mañana o el sábado subiré la tercera parte. Así que apoyar mucho este vídeo. Adiós.